Welcome back to another HubSpot 101 Basics. In this video, we're going to cover exactly what to do to get your email sending domain set up so that you're not sending emails and it's saying from HubSpot dash whatever your ID is. This will make it so you're sending from your domain. Also, we're going to go over how to make sure that you have the highest deliverability possible, meaning how to actually step-by-step set up your DKIM, SPF, and your DMARC records so that you can obviously stay compliant, and then also make sure that your emails are delivering properly. Okay, this is a non-negotiable step. You need to get it set up, and if you haven't done so, this video is going to walk you straight through it. So with that being said, I will let Hunter take it from here.
Hello and welcome back to another HubSpot Basics tutorial video. So today we are going to discuss how to add an email sending domain to your HubSpot account. So the reason why we do this is so that way whenever you are sending out an automated marketing email, for example, the from name in that email will be, for example, hunter@salesmomentum.io, right? Instead of hunter@hubspot.myaccountnumber.com, right? Which does not look very good. And obviously we want to use our own company's domain if possible. So this process is super simple to do. And if you are not familiar with website domains or DNS records, I would recommend that you ask your marketing person or your web developer to help you out with this, as they will know what to do. But it is super simple, so let's get into it. So first thing we want to do is go ahead and click on the gear icon on the toolbar here to get into our settings page. And then what we're going to do is scroll all the way down on the left side here to content, open up that menu and click on domains and URLs. And it will take you to this page here. And since you don't have any URLs connected, yours should be empty, but you can see at the bottom here, it will say email sending domains. And what we're going to do here to connect an email sending domain is just simply click on connect a domain here. And we're going to select email sending. Click on connect, and you're just going to type in an email here for your domain. So preferably one that exists, but it's really just to be able to pull the domain name out of it, right? So for example, I'll do test@tampabayweather.com, which is the domain I own. So we'll go ahead and click next here. It gives you the preview of what this would look like. So essentially, for example, this would say, if I was to send an automated email, it would say hunter@tampabayweather.com. Click on next there. And then it will bring you to this page here. Now, HubSpot is unique and allows you to do two things, right? So you can either sign into your web hosting platform. So whether that's Google Domains, GoDaddy, Namecheap, any of those domain hosting sites you can sign into, and it will automatically apply all the settings that you need here. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that, or it doesn't allow you to essentially sign into the service that you use, you can click on no, I'll set it up manually, and I'll go ahead and do that to show you what this looks like. So you just click on set it up manually, and then it's going to give you the instructions here with the list of all of the DNS records that you need to add to your domain hosting platform under your domain settings for this specific domain, right? So it gives you the entire list of the records that you need to add here. Again, if you do not know how to do this, reach out to your marketing person or your web developer and either send them a screenshot or copy and paste this in a message to them and they'll know what to do. But essentially, you need to add 4 different records, right? So you need to add 2 DKIM records. So you would go into your domain hosting site, and in your domain settings, it's typically under DNS records and things like that. You click on that, and then you just click on add record, and you just quite literally copy and paste the information that they give you here into there and then save it. So for these first 2, you would select the record type as CNAME. It's usually a drop-down menu. It has a bunch of different types of records in there. You're going to select CNAME for these, and you're just going to copy this data as the host for HubSpot Server 1, and then put in the required data for the domain and all the other information here. Then you're going to do it again for HubSpot Server 2, and then the SPF record and the DMARC record, well, you can see that these say strongly recommended. I would pretty much say that these are essentially non-negotiables. These records have been added within the past several months as requirements for HubSpot, as there's been issues with email deliverability, and that is most of our clients' biggest concern is the email deliverability. And the best way to prevent email deliverability issues is by adding this SPF record and this DMARC record. Now, these two records essentially tell the server, yes, I do own this domain, and basically allow HubSpot to send emails on behalf of you and your domain is essentially what these do. So once you have all of these records added to your domain settings within your domain service provider, you would just click on verify, and then basically it will give you a notification about, okay, yes, these settings are verified and ready to go. And please be aware that within the realm of DNS records, it can take up to 24 hours for these to essentially update across the entire internet. However, that typically does not take that long. It's usually within a few minutes. So once you add these in here, go ahead and click verify. It will likely not come up immediately, but like I said, within a few minutes, it will show up, and then it will give you a notification that says your domain has been successfully connected. And to verify that, what you can do is go back to this domains and URLs page, scroll down to the bottom, and then it will say authenticated, just like this one here. Now, if you do not get this little green authenticated button here, it will tell you exactly why it's not authenticated. A lot of times it might be yellow and say partially authenticated, as sometimes some people don't put in the SPF record and things like that, and it will say partially authenticated. However, that will still work, and you still can send emails from your domain address with it being partially authenticated. As I stated before, it might just give you some email deliverability issues. So again, just make sure to mitigate any of those chances to just put in all of those records. So once that is all set, then whenever you send a marketing email, you can essentially in the from name select your domain address, and then that way any of the emails that are sent are basically from your company's email domain instead of HubSpot's random one. All right,
guys, I hope that video was helpful. Again, just so you're aware, we have over 100 of these videos rolling out all in a playlist inside of my YouTube profile. So if you want to figure out what the next best video is, if you just accomplished this step, you can go ahead and click here. That is going to take you over to the newsletter setup. So how to actually set up separate subscriptions, how to actually set up your newsletter, segmentation for your lists, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So with that being said, again, I hope this video was helpful. Check this video out next. It should take you into the next steps of likely what you need to do to get your HubSpot set up and moving in the right direction, as well as keep your newsletter clean. Also, if you're looking for more advanced content, we do have a playlist on my page where you can go check that out. Now, if you're looking for a team to come in and help you get this set up, you're much more advanced, you have a messy environment, whatever the case might be, you just want this done correctly. We have done over 300 of these projects, and we've worked with well over 600 different businesses specifically on their HubSpot setup for their marketing, sales, and fulfillment teams. So with that being said, there is a link below. You can go ahead and click that. That will take you to an application, and you can book a call with myself or my team. Also, if you haven't already, all of the SOPs for these videos, swipe files, are linked below. That'll take you to a page where every single one of these SOPs for every single video that we roll out is. I'd recommend going ahead and grabbing that so that you can start to build your SOP armory. And that way, when somebody comes in to do this for you, or if you're the person who is doing it, you can wow whoever you're doing it for with step-by-step instructions, all documented. So go ahead and build that SOP armory, and I will see you in the next video.